Apple pies are in season. I bet you some are saying right now, aren't apple pies good all year round? Yes, they are good all year round. But it's something about the winter months, you see what I'm talking about, where baking is at its highest, is at its immaculate taste best for a lot of households. And you most likely know why, because of the many festive seasons and get togethers and all sorts of other activities that are going on that involves a lot of cooking. However, think about the desserts that go along with that cooking. You have persons who, for the first time in their life, when they realize that nobody's going to cook it for them, may be asking their grandma and grandpa for the first time, what's that recipe for that recipe? Yeah. What's that recipe for that apple pie? There you go. For that apple pie that grandma used to make. And even granddad used to get his hand slapped because he was always trying to eat it before it was fully cooled off. And even yourself. Well, let me tell you, with apple pies, uh, along with that tasty, looking forward to dessert for after your meals and things of that nature, you may want to also have an additional companion with the apple pie. Now, I just talked about baking, how it seems to be more at an all-time high for cooking, and even cooking for the first time for some of the newer adults or newer chefs, if you will, chef adults, if you will. And yet, there's one other companion item that you may be thinking about more for the spring, especially summertime, but it still is applicable in the winter months when you have apple pie. What is it? Well, it is homemade ice cream. Now, I got to tell you, homemade vanilla ice cream. I mean, there are some ways of ice cream being made because, when I say homemade, there are actually little bucket contraptions that people used to make back in the day that they can make ice cream out of. There's many different. I've noticed when you look on YouTube, there are other. It seems like just high tech, fancy coffee looking ice cream makers as well that they have today. And then when it comes to recipes, there are some people who know how to make ice cream just purely out of what? Snow or ice, if you will, from outside anymore. And make sure you live in an environmental friendly area for the water that's coming down is still, purified enough to drink. But the whole point is they can make ice cream literally out of snow and some form of cream. I mean, not a lot of ingredients at all. And so I'm used to actually just seeing the ones where you can still, just buy the milk from the store and other types of ingredients like strawberries that people buy. But there are literally some persons, if you look up those little documentaries or vlogs, if you will, of people who make their own homemade ice cream. Some will make it with quite a few ingredients, and some will make that ice cream with just only 2 or 3 ingredients. Isn't that something? But all the same, even that ice cream goes along with your apple pie. I mean, who doesn't like apple pies? I don't know if I've met someone yet who actually said, I hate apple pies. I don't think I ever heard that. So I'm going to tell you about apple pies as well. If you enjoyed it as a youngin', the older you get, you actually learn to savor it just that much more. See, when you were young, sometimes you might have ate that apple pie so quick because it was better than candy. It was sweeter than candy. Where it isn't, you know what I'm talking about. It was just that good. But now when you get older, let me tell you, Uh, I'm not going to reference to drink whiskey with it. No, no, no. That's not what I'm trying to tell you is this. Whiskey or any type of alcoholic beverage during this time of year, beverage, bit like Bailey's or what have you, people savor, do they not? Well, sometimes they'll have some type of Bailey's or savoring, some other type of drink that's not just strong, but that just has a nice little flavor to it, you see, and then they'll savor it still eating their apple pie, taking their sweet time. See, that comes along with age, the fineness of age, being able to even appreciate foods and even sweets for the taste, for the experience, not just trying to rush through and gobble it down. All the same, this is a season that we are in for a lot of baking, and I guarantee you it'll probably be people in the millions that will bake their own apple pie. And the ones who don't bake their own apple pie, cut up the apples or what have you, they most likely will purchase them still from your convenience stores, from some of your major grocery stores. Yes, they have them. And they do. They have a variety, and not all of them will taste the same as homemade. Believe me, I know. But all the same, for persons who just want to appreciate something sweet, a nice dessert during this time of year, and if they don't mind putting a little bit of their chef tail cooking experience with the oven or what have you, apple pies are the dessert for you. Because also, I think some people would argue and tell you they're also good for you. And anything in moderation is certainly good for you. And you can really appreciate it when it still has that, what they call it, that sweet tooth, that taking care of your sweet tooth for you. Have a wonderful day, Perceptive Reader.